and it's Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen on the main straight, leading this race, now out of this race. Sergio Perez leads.
Max Emilian Verstappen was born on September 30th, 1997, in Hasselt, Belgium. His father, Jos Verstappen, was a former Formula One driver, and his mother, Sophie Kumpen, was a successful karting racer. Racing blood literally ran through his veins from birth. Although born in Belgium, Max grew up in the Netherlands and always declared that he felt Dutch. His parents divorced in 2008 when he was still a child, but his father played a key role in raising him as a racer. Jos was strict and demanding and trained Max to win from an early age. At just 4 years old, Max started driving a kart. His father held him back and didn't let him race until he was 6, believing that was the minimum age for serious competition. However, Max only made his official debut at 7 and won his first race, even though his competitors were 2 to 3 years older. From a young age, he showed incredible speed and composure. His father, Jos Verstappen, was a strict teacher. He constantly pointed out mistakes and helped the young driver develop his racing technique. By the age of 13, Max was already winning national and international competitions, including prestigious tournaments in Europe. His father monitored every race and even prepared the engines himself. Speaking of their relationship, Jos was more invested in his son's career than Max himself. He spent over 500,000 euros on his development. When young Max wanted to go play football with other kids, Jos dragged him to another training session. At just 8 years old, Max simply couldn't stand up for his right to a carefree childhood. So he focused on karting with determination. Max often competed against older drivers, and nearly always won. He wasn't just talented, he was incredibly determined. In 2013, he moved into Formula racing. First Formula Renault, then Formula 3. At that time, Max faced financial challenges. Competing required 500,000 euros, and no sponsors wanted to back him without guaranteed results. What do you like? But Van Amersfoort Racing took a chance on him, registered Max, and bought him a new car for 150,000 euros. During these races, he caught the attention of a Red Bull advisor and scout, who immediately signed him to the team. By March 2015, Max Verstappen became the youngest driver in Formula One history, just 17 years old. His style was aggressive and attacking, and his overtakes were spectacular. Fun fact, Max only got his driver's license after completing his first season in Formula One. In 2016, after just 4 races, Max was promoted to Red Bull Racing's main team and instantly became a sensation. His first race for Red Bull ended in victory. He won the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix, becoming the youngest winner in F1 history at just 18 years old. He firmly established himself as the team's future. 2021, a dramatic battle with Lewis Hamilton, a controversial final restart in Abu Dhabi, and Max's first World Championship title. 2022, total domination, 15 wins, and a second title. 2023, an even more dominant season, a record streak of wins, and his third championship. 2024 and 2025 continued to lead the sport, becoming one of the most powerful figures in Formula One. Max is a cool-headed, but very aggressive driver. He was often criticized for risky moves, but with age, he became more mature. He almost never makes mistakes, is incredibly consistent, knows how to manage tires, and attacks without fear. Due to his influence, F1 rules were changed. Because of Max's aggressive defending, the FIA introduced a rule allowing only one defensive move, known as the Verstappen rule. A year later, after Max frequently overtook off-track, stricter track limits were enforced. And in 2021, restart rules were changed after its provocations. Now, during the formation lap, cars are required to form a single line. Also, after his debut in F1 at just 17, the FIA introduced a minimum age requirement of 18. Again, because of Max. He doesn't particularly seek to be a star off the track. He rarely gives interviews and avoids playing public games. But in the garage, he's respected for his professionalism and sincerity. Max has had many conflicts with other drivers, earning enemies on the track, though much of that can be attributed to his youth. When he was younger, Max had many short-term relationships, just like his father did in his youth. The young driver was popular with beautiful women, but these were fleeting romances with no real intention of starting a family. Nowadays, Max is in a relationship with Kelly Piquet, daughter of three-time Formula One world champion Nelson Piquet and former partner of Daniil Kvyat. She is 9 years older than Max. She has a daughter, Penelope, whom Max also helps raise. He lives in Monaco, like most F1 drivers, but occasionally spends time in the Netherlands for relaxation. According to Forbes, Max earns around $60 million per year, including salary and endorsements. He resides in a luxurious apartment in Monaco. His car collection includes an Aston Martin Valkyrie, Ferrari SF90 Stradale, Porsche 911, GT3 RS, and he also owns a Dassault Falcon 900EX private jet. One of his hobbies is sim racing. He competes seriously in virtual racing championships and even owns his own esports team. Max Verstappen is one of the most dominant and electrifying figures in modern Formula One. From a boy trained by a strict father, he has grown into a world champion who may go down in history as one of the greatest drivers of all time. He has already changed the sport with his style, speed, and confidence, and there are still many seasons ahead of him.